guys, welcome to another informative and exciting episode of Real Life 101. We investigated 3 people with the best jobs, and we went to work with them to see what it's really like.
When thinking about what you're going to do with your life, do you often find yourself staring off into space with a blank look on your face, scratching doodles endlessly on paper? Stop already! Now let's catch up with Joey because he's in Connecticut to see how the real pros play with Legos.
Alright guys, in case you're wondering, I'm here at Lego. That's Lego. We're going to find out what it's like to design Lego models for a living. Hi guys, we're here at Lego and we're here with
Rich, Dave,
Paul. Believe it or not, these guys build Lego models for a living, and they actually get paid for it. Tell me about your job. I mean, you guys design Legos.
Yeah, that's what we do, although we paid to play.
You actually don't really make the Lego things. You just put them together, don't you?
No, what we do is we make the big fun models, like these big things around us. We don't make the sets or the bricks.
A lot of the stuff we do is for displays for stores, help get a lot more excitement into the Lego product.
How do you get a job playing with Legos all day?
We look for somebody who has a 3D sense, meaning a three-dimensional sense in their mind, where they could be easily put down with a bunch of bricks like this and say, build a ball or build a head.
Usually we look for someone who's got a degree in college in architecture or industrial design or some kind of art-related field.
You know, you have to have a good sense of humor about things. You have to be able to play, to really be a kid. You know, that's the important part. You play with colors, you play with shapes. A lot of drawing also, because not only are things just one-dimensional, meaning drawing, but the things are 3D also.
Any kind of a background that has a real three-dimensional bend to it, because there's really no school to go learn how to play with Lego bricks.
What's your typical day like?
Every day is different. Next week, Rich and I are going to be going out to Minnesota to build a big octopus at a children's museum. Some days we're building the models around here. If I get to go on the commercial shoots once a year, so I get to be there when they make the Lego commercials and working in the background. There's just a lot of things to do. It's different every day.
What's the best part about your job?
I think the best part about the job is actually designing something and then when it goes out to the field, seeing people's faces and people's reaction to that model.
How does it get from an idea in your head to like an actual Lego thing?
Well, like anyone who's designing something, they come up with like a concept first. This was like my concept for this guy here. He's a Viking with a big piece of meat, and he's standing in his Viking ship. And then after that, I would make a bigger drawing of it, just a simple drawing. Then I'd take our graph paper, which is based on the bricks, and lay it over it. And then I'd get all the little step patterns that show where the brick's going to go in and out and stepping and all that stuff. And it would just go from the paper to the brick, and it's all right there.
Can you guys like show me around and show me all the stuff you've done?
Sure. Yeah, let's go.
Right. Did you have to cut holes in this so the eyes will move or what?
No, right here at Lego, we don't do anything like that. We don't cut paint or drill holes in anything. Whatever movements we do, anybody can do at home as long as they have enough pieces.
This is the room where they take all the prototypes and the models that we designed next door, and they actually glue them together piece by piece, make it so that they can travel all over the place. This is Al, Headless Al right now. He's going to be at our amusement park in Legoland in Carlsbad, California.
What he's going to do, he's going to be in an interactive movie, and he's going to be lowered down from a beam, and he's going to talk to the audience. He's going to help them work through the interactive part of the movie. Right here, you can see Dave is his arm. It's going to move back and forth. His body's going to pivot back and forth. His head is going to move up and down. His eyes are going to move. His mouth is going to move also.
And after we build them all, we got to build special crates for them so that they can travel. Their own special crate. It's got their little ramp. And the model will roll right in or out.
That's pretty cool.
And it's all set up.
Thanks, guys. It was fun. You guys have the best job in the world. I appreciate it. It was great.
Yeah, it was great having you. Thanks. Come again.
Lego rules.
As you can see, building Lego sculptures for a living can be a lot of fun. There are so many jobs that require that creative flair. Just remember, everything from the chairs we sit in to the shoes we wear have to be designed. So take that creative style and go for it.
We're the Mighty Rock City Council from Martin King Back High School in Nashville, Tennessee.
Electronics have brought enormous new field.
Hi, I'm the master.
I give up. Let's just catch up with Joey because he's lighting off some cool fireworks.
Can you tell the folks out there what you do for a living?
I'm a pyrotechnician. That means I do fireworks for a living.
Tell me what these are.
These are the mortars that we put the fireworks in. This is like a rifle barrel. We have to load the fireworks in it. The black equipment there. Every one of those pins has a wire hook to it. Then we have an electronic detonator we use. We'll shoot one shell like every 3 or 4 seconds.
The display itself is only going to last 8 to 12 minutes, but the setup is taking 2 hours.
It all depends on the size of the show, how long it takes. We have a crew working in Louisville, Kentucky now. It takes 30 guys 2 weeks to put the show together. That show costs $600,000 for 22 minutes.
How much?
$600,000 for 22 minutes.
That's really wanting to have fireworks.
A lot of people do. Most of the cheap shows usually start at about $1,000 a minute and go up from there.
How long is this one going to be?
It's going to be about 8 or 10 minutes.
Tell me what those big things are.
This is a 5-inch shell. The shell will go about 500 feet in the air.
What's it do when it gets to the top?
It turns from a silver to a blue flower.
This is so awesome. How'd you get started in this? What training did it take?
Well, I got started by an accident because I'm an engineer by profession. I was in the JCs, and the JCs sponsored the program where I live, and got involved with it and got to know the Zambellis and spent about 10 years training and just kind of grew from there.
Say a kid was to be interested in this, how would they go about getting in this field?
You need to contact one of the fireworks companies, and they would put you in a training program. It's very dangerous, but if you do it in a safe manner like we do, it's as safe as you make it. You can't be careless with it. The smallest thing that we use is equal to a half a stick of dynamite.
What could you expect as an entry-level salary?
It all depends on how hard you want to work at it. We have guys that work part-time that make $20,000 a year doing it. We have guys that make over $100,000 a year doing it full-time.
What's all this? What are we doing here?
These are control cables. They hook to my firing board. They run out to where I hook each individual firework shell that's wired into this cable. That way I can control how long I want, when I want to shoot it through the program.
This is the main
this is the main control board. Okay, let me show you how this works. This control board has 3 built-in safety features. Key has to be in here. The power's not hooked on now, so I can turn it on. It has to be armed, has to go to operate mode. And then when I get ready to shoot, say shot number 1, I push it right there for the contact and matches fire button. Each one of these represents a shot of fireworks out there. And I can shoot up to 300 different shots off of this board.
If it started raining, would this all short out?
No, it is waterproof. The only thing you have to watch is the fireworks will get wet, but they will stand like a 10-minute rain. I have shot fireworks shows raining so hard you couldn't see 300 feet.
What's the best part about your job?
I guess the little kid in you comes out when you do this because it's exciting. Also, this is art in the sky. People draw art on canvas, we do art in the sky.
If there was a kid out there who didn't know what they want to do, what advice would you give them?
It's an experience type thing. Some people have to work in 3 or 4 different fields before they learn what they want to do. Some people can do this work, some people can't. You know, there's a lot of people get interested in it and they see the work that's involved. They don't want to do the work. I mean, but it can be a very pleasing work. Sometimes it's hard, you get dirty sometimes, but when you hear the applause from the crowd, we're like an entertainer. You know, when the show's all over and you hear thousands of people start cheering and clapping, you know you've done a good job.
What's the biggest thing you've ever done?
The biggest shell, individual shell, is a 24-inch diameter shell. One shell costs $8,000 for that one. They don't shoot but about 6 or 8 a year, and they're used for big promotions because they do get a lot of PR out of that big shell. It's the largest shell in the world, so there's not very many shot every year at that price.
What does that big shell do?
It goes about 3,000 feet in the air, and it will make a circle bigger than 3 football fields.
What are some of the other benefits you get from this career?
You get to travel all over the world. I'm usually somewhere in the Caribbean half a dozen times a year for a week or two at a time. I did a show on Independence Day in Kuwait 2 years before the war. I spent 2 weeks in Saudi Arabia doing 3 shows the year after the war. So just, you get to travel and see the world, and they pay you to do that.
What's the best experience you ever remember in his career?
When I was in Saudi Arabia and they were kidding the prince about didn't he have fireworks the year before, and he said, yeah, but these fireworks have colors. That was a statement, a quote from the prince of Saudi Arabia.
How did you figure out that you were going to do this?
Well, I just started off doing it part-time, and it just kept growing and growing and growing from there. I started doing 2 or 3 shows a year, and now I think last year I did 55 shows.
Are there any downsides to it?
Sometimes you're traveling on the road for weeks at a time, so you live out of a suitcase quite a bit at times, but it's still interesting and fun. And in the summertime, you get hot and dirty and sweaty, but other than that, it's not too bad.
If you're like a fanatic for fireworks, being a pyrotechnician could be a perfect career for you. Your best bet is to start working for a fireworks company that has its own training program. Now, this job can be very dangerous, so you're going to have to be pretty careful. You'll get to meet lots of interesting people and have lots of opportunity to travel. Just remember, artwork in the sky is a crowd pleaser. This job's a blast.
Now, let's catch up with Megan as she finds out what it's like to be a personal trainer.
How you doing, David? I'm Megan.
Hey,
nice
Megan.
to meet you. Pretty good. So what exactly do you do?
I'm a personal trainer.
You're also a bodybuilder, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. What did you start doing first?
Actually, I started boxing first, and then I went into bodybuilding.
What made you decide that's what you wanted to do?
I'm pretty much of a perfectionist, so I like to be kind of on the perfect side, and I thought if I had a good body, I could be a little bit more perfect. Sometimes it takes a little bit more than the physical parts, the mental too.
And good nutrition.
And the nutrition is the best. 85% of it is nutrition, 10% is working out, and only 5% is the willpower. So if you can beat the 5%, then you can beat the rest.
When you started training, did you have to get training to train?
Well, I did. I actually had a friend that I had worked out with, a workout partner. During that time, I had went to nursing school, trying to get a degree in nuclear medicine and various fields of medicine. And every time I went back to college to get another degree, I would always do training on the side as a personal trainer. And then before I knew it, I spent 18 years in medicine and found out I got burned out and tried personal training, and now I like that much better. 7, you can do it. 9, that's it, good pull. 10, good, Karen, come on. And 1, all right.
Now what's a typical day on the job?
I wake up at 4:15 every morning. I'm here in the gym at 4:30. I usually start training people anywhere between 5 o'clock and 5:30. I take a breakfast break, then I go ahead and work people out another 2 to 3 hours. Then I have another breakfast. And And then I go ahead and work a couple more clients out, try to break for a lunch, and usually take about a 45-minute to an hour nap. Come back, start working clients out again, and I usually finish up about 9:30 at night. I usually put in about a 16, 17-hour day.
What courses would you suggest that someone take if they were in high school and wanted to get into bodybuilding and maybe personal training?
I would definitely take a nutritional course because that is 85% of it. Take anatomy and physiology, carry it on a little bit farther so you could take what they call pathophysiology.
Where do you get certified?
I'm certified through the American Aerobic Association, the National Health Club Association. There's other certifications out there. You need to take either a 3-day or a week course somewhere where you are standing right there. You have an instructor and you are studying through bookwork, hands-on.
When it comes, I'll never break that flow.
What would be an entry-level salary that someone could possibly make being a personal trainer?
I charge somewhere between $30 and $35 a session. And a session lasts anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. Your salary can range anywhere from $60,000 to $80,000 a year. Depends on what type of worker you are.
What advice would you give to someone that has no clue what they want to do with their lives?
I would suggest anybody who would try to go into any kind of skill, especially associated working with people, you have to have good people skills. You have to be good with that person, and you have to be diverse. You have to be able to bounce up and down between those people and be positive for your clients.
Well, thank you very much, David.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate everything. You're an awesome job, and stay in shape.
I'll try.
If helping people get into shape interests you, then being a personal trainer might be the job for you.
You need to take a nutrition course. And an anatomy and physiology course is also really important.
You can make up to $60,000 to $80,000 a year being a personal trainer.
You need to be certified, so check out your local health club for a course near you.